When I called my girlfriend, she texted back saying, "I have meetings today, I can't talk. I'll be busy all day." A little while later, her boss called me asking why she hadn't come to work that day. She had called in sick. My heart skipped a beat. I checked the Ring camera and was shocked to see her leaving the house that morning with a strange man. I didn't say anything. That night, we were all having a family dinner. Everyone was happy, laughing and talking. Then I suddenly played something on the TV. The room went completely silent. She walked over to me crying and said, "What have you done? Please don't do this, please. My name is Daniel. I'm 34, and I run a mid-sized construction supply company in Ohio that my father started back in the 80s. Nothing fancy, but it pays well and keeps me busy about 60 hours a week. I never thought I'd be the guy writing one of these stories. I always read them on Reddit during my lunch breaks, shaking my head at other people's drama. Guess karma has a sense of humor. I'd been with Amber for almost 4 years. We met at a charity fundraiser where I was sponsoring a local youth center renovation. She worked in event planning and had this energy that just pulled you in. Confident, warm, the kind of person who remembered everyone's name. We moved in together after 18 months. Her daughter from a previous relationship, Kennedy, was 7 when we met, now 11. Sweet kid. Loved art. Always drawing these elaborate fantasy worlds in her notebooks. Things weren't perfect, but what relationship is? Amber had expensive tastes, designer bags, spa weekends with her girlfriends, that sort of thing. I didn't mind. I made good money, and seeing her happy made me happy. My only complaint was that she'd become distant over the past few months. Less affectionate. Always on her phone. When I'd ask about it, she'd say work was stressful, that her boss was demanding, that event season was brutal. I believed her. Update 1. March 14th started like any other Tuesday. I woke up at 5:30 a.m., went for my usual run, came back to find Amber already in the shower. She'd been getting up earlier lately, which I thought was odd since her office didn't open until 9, but I figured maybe she was hitting the gym or something. Around 11 a.m., I was in a meeting with a lumber distributor when my phone buzzed. It was Amber. I excused myself and stepped outside to call her back. It rang 4 times, then I got a text. "In meetings today, can't talk. Busy all day. Love you." Something felt off about it. Amber always answered when I called. Always. Even if just to say she'd call back later. But I pushed the feeling down and went back to my meeting. At 1:47 p.m., my phone rang again. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. "Hello. Hi. Is this Daniel Mercer?" A woman's voice. Professional. "Yeah, who's this?" "This is Patricia Holbrook from Luminous Events. I'm Amber's supervisor. I'm trying to reach her. She called in sick this morning, but she's not answering her phone, and we have a client emergency. Do you know if she's okay?" My stomach dropped. "I'm sorry, what?" "She called in sick." "Yes, around 8:15 this morning. Said she had a migraine and couldn't come in." "Is everything all right?" Yeah. She's probably just sleeping. I'll have her call you when she wakes up." I hung up and sat in my truck for a solid 5 minutes, staring at the dashboard. The logical part of my brain tried to rationalize it. Maybe she did have a migraine and just didn't want to worry me. Maybe she forgot to mention it this morning. Maybe, but I couldn't shake it. I opened the Ring app on my phone. We'd installed cameras 6 months ago after someone broke into a neighbor's garage. One at the front door, one at the back. I scrolled to this morning's footage and pressed play. 7:23 a.m. Amber walks out the front door. She's wearing the navy dress I complimented last week, heels, full makeup. She's not alone. There's a guy with her. Mid-30s, athletic build, wearing a gray suit. He's laughing at something she said. She touches his arm as they walk to his black Mercedes parked at the curb. He opens the passenger door for her. She gets in. They drive away. I watched it 3 more times. I sat there in the parking lot of the lumber yard, my hands shaking, trying to process what I'd just seen. Who the hell was that? Why did she lie? Where were they going? I didn't call her. I didn't text. I just drove home, my mind spinning with scenarios, each one worse than the last. Update 2. I spent the afternoon working from home. If you can call staring blankly at spreadsheets working. I downloaded the Ring footage to my laptop, backed it up to a flash drive, then backed that up to the cloud. I'm not tech savvy, but I wasn't about to lose this evidence. Amber came home at 6:20 p.m., right when she usually got back from work. She walked in smiling, carrying takeout bags from the Thai place we both loved. "Hey babe, thought I'd grab dinner since you've been so stressed with the Harrison project. Got your usual. Pad CEW, extra broccoli. She kissed me on the cheek. She smelled like expensive cologne. Not mine. Thanks, I said, keeping my voice steady. How was work? Ugh, exhausting. Bridezilla client wanted to change her entire color scheme 3 weeks before the wedding. Patricia was losing her mind all day. That sounds rough. Tell me about it. I'm so glad to be home. She set the table, chattering about her day. All fictional, I now knew. Every word a calculated lie. I watched her move around our kitchen, this person I thought I knew, and felt like I was looking at a stranger. Over dinner, she asked about my day. I told her about the lumber meeting, about a payroll issue at the warehouse. Normal couple stuff. She nodded along, asked follow-up questions, seemed genuinely interested. Oh, by the way, she said between bites of spring roll, my parents want to do dinner Friday night. Family thing, nothing major. You good with that? Sure. Kennedy will be there too. She's been asking about you. Wants to show you her new drawings. My chest tightened. Kennedy. That kid loved me. Called me Dan, because when she was little she couldn't pronounce Daniel. What would this do to her? Sounds great, I managed. That night, Amber fell asleep curled against me, her head on my chest like always. I lay there staring at the ceiling, listening to her breathe, trying to figure out my next move. I could confront her now. Scream, demand answers, kick her out. Or I could wait, gather more information, figure out exactly what I was dealing with before I made any moves. I chose to wait. Update 3. The next 2 days were torture. I played the perfect boyfriend. I laughed at her jokes, asked about her day, had sex with her Wednesday night, even though it made me feel sick. I needed her to think everything was normal. Thursday afternoon, I hired a private investigator. A guy named Ron who came highly recommended by my attorney. I showed him the ring footage, told him everything. How long you want me on this? Ron asked. However long it takes to get the full picture. Gonna be honest with you, Daniel. In my experience, when it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's usually a duck. But I'll get you your proof. Ron worked fast. By Friday morning, he'd already texted me 3 times with updates. The guy's name was Christian Voss. 36. Investment banker. Mercedes S-Class. Downtown condo. Country club membership. They'd been seen together 4 times in the past week alone. Coffee Tuesday morning, lunch Wednesday, afternoon meeting at a hotel Thursday. The hotel detail hit different. That was the line. That was the confirmation I didn't want but needed. Friday night came. Amber was in the bathroom doing her makeup, excited about family dinner. I was in the living room setting up my laptop, connecting it to the TV via HDMI. You almost ready? She called out. Yeah, just checking something for work real quick. We need to leave in 20 minutes. I know, babe. Almost done. I queued up the ring footage and the surveillance photos Ron had sent, all compiled into a neat little presentation. Then I disconnected the laptop, but left everything ready. We drove to her parents' house in her car. She held my hand the whole way, singing along to the radio. I felt numb. Her parents, Linda and Robert, greeted us at the door. Good people. Salt of the earth types. Robert was a retired firefighter, Linda a former teacher. They'd always treated me like family, and this was going to destroy them too. Kennedy ran up and hugged me. Dan, come see what I drew. After dinner, sweetheart. I promise. Amber's brother, Justin, was there with his wife, Melissa. 6 of us around the dining table. Linda had made pot roast, Robert's favorite. Everyone was in good spirits, telling stories, laughing. Amber kept squeezing my hand under the table. After dinner, Linda brought out apple pie. That's when I stood up. Before dessert, I need to show everyone something. It's important. Daniel, what? Amber started. It'll just take a minute. I connected my laptop to their TV. Robert looked confused. Linda smiled politely. Justin raised an eyebrow. Amber's face went pale. Please don't, she whispered. Just to me. I pressed play. The ring footage filled the screen. Amber leaving the house with Christian. The timestamp, March 14th, 7:23 a.m. Then the photos Ron took. Amber and Christian at lunch, leaning close, intimate. Outside the hotel, his hand on her lower back. The room went completely silent. Kennedy, thank God, was in the other room watching cartoons. Linda gasped. Robert's jaw clenched. Justin said, "What the F?" Amber stood up fast, her chair scraping loud against the floor. She walked over to me, tears streaming down her face. "What have you done? Please don't do this, please." "Tell them," I said quietly. Tell them who he is. Daniel, please. Tell them. My voice cracked. I hadn't meant to yell. Amber crumpled. Just completely broke down. His name is Christian. We've been seeing each other for 3 months. Linda made a sound like she'd been punched. 3 months. Robert's voice was dangerous. Quiet. You've been cheating on Daniel for 3 months? Daddy, how could you? Linda was crying now. After everything he's done for you, for Kennedy. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for it to hop stair spin. It just what? I cut her off. Just happened? You just accidentally showed up to work sick so you could spend the day with another man? You just accidentally lied to me every single day for 3 months. I was going to tell you. Bullshit. Justin stood up. Melissa, take Kennedy. His wife nodded and quickly left to get Kennedy. We heard them go up the stairs. How did you meet him? I asked. My voice sounded far away, like someone else was speaking. Amber wiped her eyes. At a networking event in January. He's a client. We started talking and you gave him your number. Yes. And you started texting. Yes. And then what? Coffee dates? Lunch dates? When did you sleep with him? She didn't answer. When, Amber? February 8th. 6 weeks ago. Valentine's Day was February 14th. We'd gone to that expensive Italian restaurant downtown. She'd told me she loved me. Had sex with me that night. All while screwing someone else. Robert stood up. I think you should leave, Amber. Dad. Now. I'd never heard him raise his voice before. Amber grabbed her purse and ran out. I heard her car start, tires squealing as she left. The room stayed quiet for a long time. Linda was still crying. Robert looked like he'd aged 10 years. Justin just stared at the TV, which was now showing a blank screen. I'm sorry, I finally said. I didn't want to ruin dinner, but I needed you all to know. You deserve to know. Linda came over and hugged me. You have nothing to apologize for. Final update. I stayed at a hotel that night. Couldn't go home. Couldn't face our shared space. Amber texted me 47 times. Called 63. I blocked her number at 2 a.m. because I needed to sleep. The next morning, I went home with Justin. He helped me pack Amber's things while she was at work. Actual work this time, I verified with Patricia. We loaded everything into a storage unit I'd rented. Changed the locks. I texted Amber the storage unit information and told her she had 30 days to get her stuff before I donated it. She showed up Sunday morning. I'd unblocked her number because we needed to talk logistics. Can I come in? Please. No. We stood on the porch. She looked terrible. Good. I ended it with him, she said. It's over. It was a mistake, a huge mistake. I love you, Daniel. I love you so much. Can we please try to fix this? You love me? You love me? Amber, you lied to my face every day for 3 months. You let me plan a future with you while you were fucking someone else. That's not love. I know. I was confused and stupid and... Were you at least safe? Did you use protection? She looked down. Yes. Always. That's something, I guess. One less thing to worry about. What about Kennedy? She's going to be devastated. She loves you. And there it was. The knife she knew would cut deepest. I love her too. But you should have thought about that before you did what you did. You're her mom. This is on you. Can you still be in her life? Please. She needs you. I don't know, Amber. I need time to process all of this. But that's between you and me and has nothing to do with Kennedy. I'll reach out to her when I'm ready. She started crying again. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know. But sorry doesn't fix this. She left. I went inside and cried for the first time since this all started. That was 8 months ago. Amber and Christian lasted another month before he apparently got bored and moved on. She tried to reach out to me twice after that. I didn't respond. I kept my promise to Kennedy. Started taking her to lunch once a month, just the two of us. Amber doesn't come. Kennedy doesn't ask questions about why I'm not around anymore. Kids are perceptive. She knows. Linda and Robert basically disowned Amber. They call me more than they call her now. Justin invited me to his son's birthday party last month. Life is weird. The company is doing better than ever. Turns out throwing yourself into work is a decent coping mechanism. Even if my therapist says I need to find healthier outlets. I'm trying. I went on a date last week. Nothing serious, just coffee with a woman I met at a supplier conference. It felt strange. Good strange. Like maybe someday I'll be okay. I sold the house 3 months ago. Too many memories. Got a condo downtown, closer to the office. Fresh start. Sometimes I still think about that dinner. About the look on everyone's faces when the truth came out. About Amber walking toward me crying, begging me not to do it. I don't regret it. They deserve to know. I deserve to not suffer alone. But man, it was brutal. Edit 1. Some people have asked why I didn't just confront her privately. Honestly, because I was tired of being the only one dealing with the pain. She involved her whole family in our relationship, had them love me, trust me, welcome me. They deserve to know who she really was. Was it petty? Maybe. Do I regret it? Not even a little bit. Edit 2. Kennedy is doing okay. Better than I expected, actually. Amber's been keeping her in therapy, which is good. I make sure to tell Kennedy that none of this is her fault every time I see her. She's a great kid. She deserves better than what her mom put her through. Edit 3. For everyone asking about Christian, I never contacted him. What would be the point? He knew she had a boyfriend. He didn't care. Some people are just like that. I'm not wasting my energy on him. Amber made the choice. She's the one who owed me loyalty. He owed me nothing.